guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back. Well, today guys, we're going to do just a basic unboxing and initial impressions of the Bushnell Trophy Red Dot Sights TRS 25 ultra compact red dot. I think what we'll do is just kind of talk about why it was that I purchased this, or why you should consider purchasing something like this, and then we'll get into more of the details. I'll just tell you guys right now, if you're just getting into firearms for the first time, don't waste your money on inexpensive optics. I mean, now this is not expensive, okay, but if you're gonna go bottom of the barrel, just expect some problems. I spent enough money on sub $40, sub $30 red dot sights that have not held up well, with the exception of one that I'm gonna share with you in just a moment, that I can tell you it's better just to start with something that seems to be a bit more rugged, that comes from a reputable brand, that may have a ton of great reviews for it, that you've done your research on, that appears to be a good red dot, and this TRS 25 seems to fall in that category. Now, I'm going to be spending some money on some fairly expensive optics over the holidays. I wanted to get something inexpensive I could just toss on any rifle anytime, and that's why the TRS 25 definitely appealed to me. When I did some research on it, when I did some reading about it, I watched some YouTube videos, I read some reviews. I try not to base my entire purchase price on that or purchase decision on that. But you know, sometimes you don't have a choice, because sometimes that's the only information that's out there. This was noted to be a very well constructed, very durable dot sight that I can use on anything from my slug shotgun to my AMD 63 to my AR-15. So I wanted something that would be kind of a nice all-around red dot. Now, I did not get it with the riser. A lot of guys recommended you get a riser for it. I did not get a riser to mount it because I already have a couple, and so I didn't have to worry about that for this this red dot. Now, I do want to say something. I did buy, and I featured this in several videos, my little $15 Bushnell red dot that I bought from Wish.com. I'm imagining that it is a knockoff. I've seen it unmarked for sale on Wish.com. I do not believe this is real. Please don't assume that it is real, because if it had any problems, I don't want it to hurt the Bushnell range. So anyway, you can get these for 15 bucks, and it's held up well, but maybe I just got lucky. I don't know, but I decided to kind of go just slightly higher end in the price point when it came to this red dot. If you don't know anything about Bushnell or Tasco, they're inexpensive, but they're good brands. They're decent brands. They're a nice entry-level red dot if you want something that's going to hold up. I've owned these products for over 20 years, Tasco and Bushnell scopes and sights and red dots and all that fun stuff, and I don't think I've ever had a problem with them, whether it was my first BB gun that had a little Tasco scope on it back in the 80s, or some of the newer items that I'm buying right now. I really don't think you can go wrong. Now, this is not necessarily go-to-war optics. This isn't the kind of thing that you want to be dropped into Afghanistan with and expect to walk out in one piece. You want that route, go Aimpoint, go EOTech, go higher end. I'm sure Hollow Sun, whatever. There's other brands and there's other companies out there that you should think about going with. So, all right, a few more details about this. It is a 3 MOA dot reticle. It has kind of an unusual tilted lens that projects the red dot into the view that you see. You can look at it with both eyes open. It is parallax free. It's a 1x25mm lens. Well, it's unmagnified essentially. It is 100% waterproof, fog-proof, and shockproof. It does have a dry nitrogen-filled housing and a CR2032 battery. In my opinion, that's a tremendous amount of value for $53, which is all I paid for it. Now, there is a full camo version you can get for $79.99. But when I saw this thing advertised for 53 bucks, I thought, man, I got to try this. I probably wasted $80 or $100 on lesser scopes that have either not held zero or broken or fallen apart. Because, you know, like a lot of guys, you spend all this money on the gun, and then maybe you don't budget so much for optics, or you don't realize how much it costs to get into some optics. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this unboxing. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get some basic initial impressions. Just tape shut, that's it. And the box is marked 2016, and I guess this scope has been around for a while. There was a few complaints about this online. The biggest complaint that guys had said was that, oh, it's got a blurry red dot. Well, Bushnell will list 3 or 4 times on the website and on the packaging that you need to watch out, because if your indoor lighting is turned up too bright, you're going to get a distorted red dot. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind if you're using this indoors. You don't want to just crank it up all the way. People are saying, oh, it gets blurry on the higher end when you're using it indoors. Yes, because it needs some ambient light outside to balance out that red dot, which you don't get indoors, especially under artificial lighting. Okay, register your product within 30 days. Okay, that's cool. I don't know what kind of a warranty it comes with, but maybe it's got 30 days or 90 days on it. Okay, we've got our manual that comes with it. I'll check that out a little bit later on. It is packaged in foam for protection. Oh, it is tiny. That does say ultra compact red dot. Wow, this is small, man. You look at it on Amazon, the thing looks huge. That's awesome. That is very cool. Looks like I've got the little Allen wrench or hex wrench that I'm going to use to mount it. on the rail, which is good. Oh, it does have some covers over the lenses, which is pretty much the standard that you would expect. Okay, it's got a little bit of weight to it. Oh, cool, and you got a little bungee here for the lens covers. Okay, very nice, very nice. The overall finish seems to be really well. The knobs have got good coatings on them of paint. Seems like they're going to be durable. They're kind of a matte finish. They're not slick or glossy, which I think is cool. And again, the mount is good for a Picatinny mount or also a Weaver style rail from what I had read. It should be basically compatible on just about any kind of mounting system that's not proprietary, obviously, right? And it looks like you've got your adjustment knobs here for windage and elevation, which is cool. The guy said that the knobs are very sturdy. They are very precise in the reviews that I read. Oh, I do like that spring system. That is cool. Made in China, but you know. And again, the battery, if it's not installed in here, there might be a tab I have to pull back. We'll do that in a second, test it out. And then it does have 11 brightness settings. A lot of guys say that you don't even have to go beyond 5 or 6 for brightness in order to be able to use it adequately outside. They say that 10 or 11 is basically overkill. So we'll see, because when I use it outside, it's very bright in the mornings and the afternoons. And it does have an amber-coated front lens, which is supposed to assist with color variation or to be able to distinguish between, say, a deer and a tree, okay? Because this is something that you could safely mount on your slug shotgun if you wanted to. Okay, and just as a comparison to my inexpensive Bushnell, if you notice that this one doesn't have the registered trademark above it, like I said, I'm pretty much guessing that this is just a knockoff, or maybe it's produced in the Bushnell factory in China. I'm not sure, but it's, you know, just huge. It's like 3 times the size. So again, this is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and check and see if there's a battery for it, and we'll see if we can show off the red dot. I can't guarantee it's gonna show up well with the lens. One thing about it also you need to know if you order this. What's interesting, it's got kind of that plate holding the knob in place. I like that. They do say that the LED itself is adhered. It is mounted inside the lens, so it is going to partially block your view. You're not going to have a complete uninterrupted circle, so just keep that in mind. So if you open it up and you're like, oh man, it's broken, there's something in there. That's not the situation. That's part of the design of the red dot itself. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this going. If not, I've got a couple 2032 batteries downstairs. Okay, one thing I really liked about it is that the 2032 battery was included. It did have a plastic tab behind it, which is really cool. So you can see that about maybe what, 1/10 of that circle is occupied by the LED projector inside the red dot. And if we check out the other side, you've got that amber colored lens, which is cool. And again, that helps out with color filtration, glare, and so on. All right, let's go ahead and turn it on. Big test, this is going to turn on. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so right now, okay, so here's the deal. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Let me go ahead and crank it up all the way. I can see the red dot. Oh, there we go. We're really going to crank it up indoors so you guys can see it. This is probably going to, yeah, it's going to distort on the camera. My bad, guys. It is actually a very small red dot that's in there. My camera's picking up. It is a distortion. When I look through it, I see a little red dot, which is just awesome. So it's going to be fine. It's going to work out good. So I went ahead and cranked it up. If I turn it up too much, you won't be able to see it. So it does work fine. 1 and 2 are really dim, but outdoors it might be a different situation. Like I said, this is not ideal lighting according to the manual to show it off. So it is a very precise red dot. I think it's going to work out really well. That is super low, so I'm definitely going to have to put the riser. Right now, I'm planning on putting this on my pistol AR that I have coming. I've got a PSA 10.5 inch, just standard fixed front A2 pistol barreled upper coming, and I will have to put a riser on it because of that fixed front. I'm going to have to clear that front sight, so I want to make sure I can do that and at least hopefully co-witness with my rear flip-up sight. So there you go, guys. All right, so that's just a basic unboxing and initial impressions of the Bushnell TRS 25 red dot scope. The finish on it is immaculate. There's no weird splotches or there's no weird marks on it or scratches. I don't think it's been returned at all. Again, overall seems to be really nicely constructed. Well, like I said, you know, when you look at this, you might just say, oh, well, it's just junk. You know what? If it works fine for years, there's no problems with it. It does have a gasket here, which is nice because it seals out the battery. Supposedly, like it says, it's 100% waterproof, so that'll come in handy, especially for the fall, which is going to be coming up because sometimes I'm out there filming in the rain or the snow. So that's it, guys. All right, so I want to thank you for joining me today. This is initial impressions, initial hands-on of the TRS 25. We'll take this out to the range and get it dialed in and see if it can handle the recoil of my AR pistol as soon as I can get out to the range and do that. I've got a couple other firearms on standby before this one shows up, but again, just to show you what you're going to get out of the box, what you can expect, I'm going to go ahead and register this and get the warranty going. And I think that's about it, guys. So hey, thanks for joining us today. This is Travis P11, guys. You can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on gunchannels.com. You can support my channel on patreon.com/TravisP11. If you want to support the channel directly, you can do that. Otherwise, guys, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, don't forget, I've also got a Saturday morning podcast called Caliber Corner that you can find all over on gunchannels.com as well as on YouTube. So if you want to watch some back episodes of that, you can do that. How about said back issues? Jeez. Otherwise, guys, I think that's pretty much about it. So I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Thanks for tuning in. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.